Hello and welcome back. Today I wanted to just make a quick video just to tell you about the number one thing that will impact your returns that people don't discuss. This literally is the number one thing that will have an impact. And I never hear people talk about it. And it's luck. I know that's a bit disappointing, but there's a lot of luck involved, and people need to discuss that. Most times you make a great investment and people take all the credit. If they make a bad investment, they blame it on, well, there was a recession, the government did this, the Fed did that, why did management make this? But unfortunately, you can make all the right decisions. You can say, look, this company's undervalued, it's got a great product, people love it, this and that. You can pick everything right and it can still not work out. And the opposite can happen. You can make the worst decision ever. You can just pick a company by throwing darts at a board and it can work out. So there's a lot of luck involved. Um, it just there's luck involved in. I actually hate the word luck. I used to just only say the word variance, but I'll call it timing. If you happen to invest in the best company in two that actually, let's look at Amazon. This is a good one. If you knew that Amazon was going to be a behemoth, even if you knew it was going to be a behemoth, and you invested in 2000, right around here, it would have taken you like 10 years to basically break even. 10 years. Meanwhile, if you invest in Amazon here instead, you would have done extremely well over the next 10 years. You would have done way better, despite the fact that in both situations, the company was basically the same kind of company, was growing at similar rates. It's just market environment. You look at the S, just so you can compare, like the S&P 500 over those 10 years, it basically did nothing. So the reason Amazon didn't do well from 2000 to 2009-ish, again, I'm just using approximate, is because the market in general didn't do well, not because of the business itself. And this is what I talked about in a previous video. I'll leave it here. A lot of this has to do with market conditions. When the market sinks, kind of everything sinks. A rising tide lifts all boats, and as Warren Buffett says, when the tide goes out, it shows who's swimming naked. I like that, which means that the worst companies get hit the hardest. And again, Amazon didn't get hit any harder because it's a great company, but and then in the good times, obviously we've been in a good time for a while now, but the best companies do the best. So yeah, my point is that there's a lot of luck that goes into it. And Warren Buffett, who I just mentioned, um, you know, he was also very lucky. Obviously that doesn't, and I want to make something very clear. You can be both very lucky and extremely brilliant and skilled. Both can be true. You know, um, if you've ever read the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, I'll use that as an example. Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft. First of all, brilliant. Obviously, started Microsoft. There's a ton of talent that went into that, but there was also a lot of luck. He was born at the right time and in the right country. If he's born in Yugoslavia, he doesn't start Microsoft. But he's born in the United States. Let's say he's born 20 years earlier. He doesn't start Microsoft because at that time, 20 years earlier, there wasn't the right confluence of events that enabled home computing, the revolution. He comes 20 years later, someone else starts it. And not just that, he was born uh, and his parents put him into a school. It was one of the only schools at the time that had a computer that allowed kids to use it. I think it was like one of only five in the whole country at the time. And that's because his parents did well. I think one was like a high class lawyer, and so he went to like a fancy school. So he had access to things no one else did. Now, does that mean that it's pure luck? Of course not, because there are a bunch of other kids that went to that school, but he was the only one that spent day and night programming, learning, trying to improve his skills. So again, you both need good timing. You need to be right place, right time. Good luck, and to work your ass off and be brilliant. So like again, Jeff Bezos started Amazon. Same thing. He's 20 years older, 20 years younger. Either way, he doesn't start Amazon. So again, there's just some timing. And with Warren Buffett, he came to power, prominence, I should say, during let's look at Berkshire. So this only goes back to 1990, but that doesn't make sense. Yeah, he's been the CEO since the 70s. Okay, let's look at the 70s. This is when he came in. So interest rates were 9%, and his peak was basically, if you look at his returns, they were amazing between 90 and 70, 70 to 90, probably even. I mean, they're still pretty good, but they've basically been looked like the market lately, if you can see. But prior to that, he had some amazing results. And the reason is because it was a high interest rate environment. And high interest rate environments fit with his style of investing. When there's high interest rates, you want to find companies that are discounted and have better cash flows. In low interest rate environments, you want to find growth companies, which is why companies like Amazon, tech has been amazing in these low interest rate environments. So again, there's a lot of things outside your control. You don't control the interest rate. You don't control the time you're born. You don't control, what the president does, the Fed fund, whether there's a pandemic. There's so many things outside of your control. So maybe luck's a bad word, but I mean, there's things you can't control. And those are going to have a huge impact on your investments. Just just being honest here. But again, that does not mean that you don't have a huge impact on it. You need to be lucky and good. And I've been both. I've been extremely lucky and fortunate. I got into Tesla very early. I'll see if I can find when I got into Tesla. I got into Tesla around here. Between 2007 and 2008-ish is when I first started collecting shares. Was it because I was brilliant and said, "Oh, this company is going to 10x"? And nope. I got lucky. I was on YouTube and I found a YouTuber named Galileo Russell. His channel is Hyperchange. I actually think I mentioned him in another video, which you can view up here of people who I really like, other YouTubers, if you're interested. And he talked about Tesla and he gave me the thesis, he gave me the vision. I started doing my own research too. But when I looked at the company, it looked Tesla like looks overvalued. Why is it so expensive for this car company? And he really explained the vision and the growth, and that helped me to buy in. And once I understood, oh my God, this is what they're going for, this is this, then I started updating my assumptions, higher growth rate, higher this, higher that. And I said, wow, this company looks amazing. So I bought some. So it was a little bit of luck. If I had never seen Galileo Russell's channel, if I had never seen Hyperchange, I probably wouldn't have owned Tesla, which is my number one winner. So, like, again, did I need to still do my own research? And yeah, and I needed to believe in my convictions. But I also needed to meet the right people, I'll say, which again, in the digital world might mean following a YouTube channel, might mean being on Reddit or message boards, to discuss different investments. But you need to be both. So anyway, no one talks about it, but it's the truth. A lot of this is outside of our control. So this might be a little discouraging, but I don't want you to take it this way. I want you to know that when there's bad things that happen, it might be on you, but it might also be outside your control. But think about the same thing when there's good things. You have to be a little humble in this game because the stock market, when it crashes, which it will, again, I don't know if it's 6 years, 6 months, 6 days, no one knows. That's the point. No one knows. Anyone who tells you they know what the market's going to do is full of shit. Nobody knows. But over a long enough period of time, you can outdo the luck. Okay, the luck happens in the short term, but you gotta think long term. So, anyway, hope this was helpful and not discouraging. Again, it is a major factor, luck, but if you put in the hard work, you will see better returns. I guarantee that. Again, I can't know how long it will take. It might take 5 years for you to have amazing returns. It might take 10 years for you to have amazing returns. But the more work you put in, it will not. The more you think about your investments, the more you have a framework, and the more you do your research, the better investment decisions you will make. Okay? This is always about getting marginally better. You're never going to be perfect, but you gotta get less worse. You gotta get a little better every day. So that's really, again, why I'm doing this channel. I'm doing way more research than I used to because I'm doing this channel, because other people are watching. And so suddenly it like puts pressure on me to say, hey, I gotta do as much research as possible and make sure that my predictions are accurate because I'm putting them out there in the world now. When you're chit-chatting with your friends, you can say anything. Oh, I like this company, I like that company. This is keeping me honest. I have record out there now of every stock I've said I like and every stock I didn't like. And so now I say, why did my winners do well? Was there luck? Maybe. Why did my losers do well? Was there luck or was there bad decision making? Like, so, with Zillow, with Zillow, it dropped a ton. Was that luck? Was that bad decision making? You know what? Maybe I should have seen the cards when they said, "Oh, we're canceling iBuying." There were signs, but maybe not. So, anyway, long story short, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you have any stocks you'd like me to invest? What are your thoughts? Anyway, talk to you next time.